This is Deleon Springs State Park in Florida. It's a first magnitude spring, about 72 degrees of cool water. It's also famous for the old Spanish sugar mill. It's an old sugar mill, not from the Spanish period, but from the 19th century, where people make their own pancakes. A lot of history here. It was a very popular amusement park throughout the 20th century. So we're going to go swimming and we're going to take a look at the grounds. The boil is located in that direction, in front of that jumping pier. It's about 30 feet deep at the boil. It's very popular with scuba diving. So come join this day with us.
And a panorama of the rather circular spring.
Alright, Nash going, Ray again. Air, no air, Ed. You. Time to go in the water. I'll take the stairs down this time, I'll jump later. Nice and cool and refreshing. Come on in, join us.
Which I could stand in. And straight ahead is the diving platform, and below that the spring boil, which we're going to investigate a little bit more closely.
Another way of enjoying the spring and a float.
This is the old Spanish sugar mill. It's not Spanish at all, but it was a sugar mill. We're going to go inside and make ourselves some pancakes.
Okay, so we're inside the old Spanish sugar mill, and we're gonna make some pancakes on this grill right here. We're all set to go. I ordered all-you-can-eat pancakes, and we're gonna enjoy this meal. All right, time to make some pancakes. One. I don't know if I'm doing these right, but that's two. Three. I got room for one more small one there. Alright, we'll let those cook for a little while and then we'll flip them. And they should be very tasty. Okay, and time to flip them. I think we had good timing.
We're doing the 5-flower blend that's unique to this restaurant. Okay. Another minute, it should be perfect. Looks like the bacon is ready. What am I doing? You can tell I'm not too handy in the kitchen. All right. Should be delicious. Good. Very good. It's as fine to make your own breakfast as you're going to find anywhere. It's good breakfast. We're going to take a look at some of the history behind the sugar mill. This chimney I do not believe is original. Looks like a replica that was produced authentically for the tourist trade in the 20th century. And these are ruins from the sugar mill, dating back to the 1830s to the 1850s. Of course, brick construction. And this area was used to put the iron vats that boiled the sugar, and there's one example of one right here. And this is the original sugar mill wheel from the 19th century. There's a replica being used now inside the sugar mill, and some additional machinery from the sugar mill. Gears, and there's a giant vat right here, upside down. And a smaller vat next to it. Sort of rollers. This gives some history about Spring Garden, Ponce de Leon Springs. So in 1823, Major Joseph Woodruff, a planter from South Carolina, moved down to Florida and put together a plantation of over 2,000 acres, including a large number of enslaved workers. And he was here until he passed away in 1828. In 1831, Colonel Orlando Rees bought the Woodruff plantation, and he planted sugarcane, built the first water-powered sugar mill on the property. In 1832, he was visited by John James Audubon, the famous naturalist. During the Second Seminole War, which broke out in December 1835, an Indian youth killed a nephew of Woodruff, and that led to the calling of a militia from St. Augustine. When they arrived, they found that the plantation had already been destroyed, and there was a small skirmish there which resulted in 1 dead and 2 wounded amongst the American militia. So by the 1840s, Thomas Stark purchased Orlando Rees plantation, and the Spring Garden plantation prospered. During the Civil War, Union Brigadier General William Birney, he raided the plantation. From April 26th to May 6th, 1864, the Union destroyed the sugar mill because Stark was supplying the Confederates with corn, flour, and cattle, and he freed the slaves at the plantation. In the 1880s, the spring was changed from Spring Garden to Ponce de Leon Springs, and a fountain of youth was built here. It became a very popular roadside attraction. So people would come from all over just to drink out of this fountain of youth. This is another structure from the Fountain of Youth, dating back as early as the 1880s. And this is the spring run that leads out to the St. Johns River. The Fountain of Youth Eco History Tours. We're going to head into the Visitor Center Museum. The first people to inhabit Deleon Springs were the Mayaka Indians, as long as 12,000 years ago. The Spanish encountered them in the late 16th century. This is a canoe dating to about 800 AD that was found along the neighboring St. Johns River. Deleon Springs is very famous for two wooden dugout canoes that have been found at the spring. The first one was found in 1985, dates 5,140 years old. It was found in 1985 at the bottom of the spring pool. And then a second canoe is two pieces dating back 6,050 years. That was found in 1990. It was found intact, but did not survive the recovery efforts. 4,000-year-old deer skull that was found inside the caves that feed the spring. Some ceramic pottery found at the site. It's a Seminole Indian long shirt with a necklace, beads. Also a feathered cap and a gunpowder horn. A U.S. Army uniform from the period of the Second Seminole War, 1835 to 1842. Cartridge bag, hat, an ink pen. And Sunshine Sally, the famous water skiing elephant. Very popular attraction here. And a fun ride for a kid. The Jungle Cruise past Monkey Island was also popular, and the boat tours continue today. And jumping boats over ramps was an enjoyable spectator sport too here. And we're taking the trail to see Old Methuselah. Good view of a couple of dozen cypress knees. And we have arrived at Old Methuselah. It's a cypress tree that is over 500 years old. Named in the 1950s. During the heyday of the Ponce de Leon Springs tourist attraction. And it is a very thick cypress tree. And now we're taking the Monkey Island Trail. It was home to several monkeys during the park's heyday in the 1950s and 1960s. Maybe we can spot one today. On Monkey Island. We're searching for the elusive monkeys. What is that I hear? Could it be? Sounds like a monkey. Well, I'm not sure we saw any monkeys, but we have reached the end of the trail. And they do have some magnificent live oaks here at Deleon Springs. And this concludes our visit to Deleon Springs State Park. If you enjoyed this trip, please click like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on our next adventure.